What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. So this week we're going to look at installing some new parts to the 335, as we've learned from our last practice day in the car that it needed some upgrades, and it's a really enjoyable project for me, especially with this downtime we have. So we're going to get stuck straight in, show you guys what we're going to be doing, and yeah, take from there. Alright, so we're back in the workshop today. Full house in here. Good few cars, but today we're working on the E92. We got a fresh FMIC direct replacement intercooler for it, so we're gonna pull the front of the car off. Michael's giving us a hand, and yeah, see what we have to do to make it fit. So we get to ripping.
It's after a tip or two, so it's
yeah,
easier. Can't make it look too easy.
It should be easy. It's a semi drift. Look at that, just like that. Very easy to work with. I missed half the balls while I was having lunch. So here we have the standard factory cooler, which is pretty decent size. It's obviously quite short but wide, and then this one is also maybe a little bit higher and definitely thicker. It's all alloy too, no plastic in tanks. So try to remove it and see what it looks like on the ground, see the difference better. You can see the size difference between the standard cooler and the FMIC cooler, and especially in the thickness. It's a good like 30 millimeters thicker, and nice alloy as well. The plastic doesn't like any extra boost. They run about 8 psi standard, and hopefully after soon we'll be going close to double of that. So it's the plan. So here it is laid in place for the first time. It's quite a lot bigger than the old one, which is nice because we want boost. Give up the last few on this side. We have the intercooler in place. Final location. There's a 90-degree bend up here, then it goes on to an FMIC silicone, you can see there. We just put an extra rubber here to protect the pipe from the power steering pipes, which is very close to. One 90-degree bend here, and then 45-degree silicone there, and you're straight into the intake manifold. And at the other side it's just a simple 45-degree bend right there between those two pipes in a silicone joiner, and that's pretty much it. So overall quite an easy install. Just these pipes come longer as they're a universal fit, so you just trim them down to the size that you want. And we had this 90-degree bend here, so we just got rid of all the standard BMW really like old soft intercooler pipes. It was 2 that we're getting rid of. That's why we use this joiner here, so it's a lot stronger and looks fresher. So it's all on, clips are on, silicone's on, and really simple install. Much thicker setup than the original, and yeah, the fan cowling still sits down at the bottom, so it pulls hot air through the intercooler, cold air from the front, and yeah, it's quite an easy install. Still bolts up to the plastic piece here, and relatively straightforward. So put the front back on it now. Well, we might give her a start in a second, make sure there's no leaks, but everything is very straightforward, so we shouldn't have anything. And put it back together and we are done. Right, so we have the intercooler fitted, bumpers back on. You can see it nicely in there. And yeah, so that's that job pretty much done. She's all back together here. Just need to put the airbox back on in a minute, but fit it in there nice and tidy. So next on the list, it was really good timing actually. The courier just delivered this lovely kit. So BC Racing have sent on these BC BR type coilovers. So they're a single way kit. I ordered them with the 12 kg springs in the front to just have the front quite firm. That's what I learned from this car, from the Eurofighter last year. It feels a bit better to me for drifting when the front is firm, especially when we're not running an anti-roll bar with the front wise fab. And on the rear we're running 12k springs. You can see the shock is separate to the spring and your height is adjustable on the spring, this sweet collar here. So it should be a pretty simple install. We'll pull off the standard shock and spring now in a second, rip them out and then get them on. Pulling, you have to pull the interior out, then get at the top mounts from here, pull off the nut and your shock will pull down. We'll just pull the shock down and then lift it up out of the lower control arm. She is fully stock on the rear, but this car is all about fun. Well, stock for now. So to pull your standard spring off, just blow off the bottom bolt on the lower control arm, pry that down. Can you just lift that down, Mike? And lift out your spring. Sweet.
Small push up there.
Nice. Right, so we'll drop the rear shock in, sitting down there, and then soften the coilover. Give it a pull down. There you have it. Just put the mount on from the inside and the rubber on the top mount and tighten up the nut at the bottom. So just laying in the front coilover, the wise fab top mount, and it slides into the wise fab hub. So we'll give it a final jack up into place. Cool. Tighten this bolt up and leave her down, start setting the heights. So we're also running the Style 57 720 wheel on this car, same as the Eurofighter but in smaller sizes, 9.5 on the front and 9.5 on the rear, with a really nice wheel, flat inserts with the shiny black lip. I think looks really good and suits the BMW suite. I haven't tried them on the S chassis yet, but not sure if they'll suit it as much, but I think it's worth trying. Alright, so we just left her down for the first time, and that is not a height which I like. So we'll put her up in a second, drop her down. I'd say the back can come down quite a lot. Obviously it's running the standard arches, and with the wise fab it's crazy wide with the 9.5 inch wheels in the front. So by right I need to get an over fender for it, and then we can slam it down a lot. But for now I'll just have to take some care. We'll probably leave about 10 or 15 millimeters arch gap on the front, and then go down as much as we can on the back. So all in a day's work. Usually what I do is get a measuring tape, measure how much I want to come up from the platform to the collar, and then once I'm happy with that measurement, you can just stop this from spinning around as you're making the adjustment with some insulation tape. And then you just turn your upper piece until you're happy with your place, then move on to the next shock, do all 4 corners and check your height on the ground again. So we just lowered the entire car front and rear, and let's see what it looks like on the ground when we drop it off the ramp. Hopefully it's a good first guess, and it's looking a lot better, so let's see. Okay, so it's looking quite a lot lower there, maybe a bit too low, but hard to say right now. And the back is looking good, pretty nice. Pushing it a few times. I'm happy with the back height. This arch here is broken from some testing before. Okay, so alright, that's a good test. The leg of the lift is a tight fit. I'll start it up and see what it's like on locking the wheel. Here we have a chimney, of course, the best 4x4 ever created, and here we have the 335. So heights are done, just getting ready for quick alignment here now, and hopefully we can bring it for a spin pretty soon. Just test. Height is pretty acceptable for how far the wheel is sticking out. Right, let's get stuck in. So alignment is done. This car is quite low powered, so we're running quite a bit of camber on the rear, all the standard arms, and we just got to tow a little bit of toe in, a little bit more than standard. Everything is standard on the rear of this car, but we actually modified the tow arm earlier today. We made it adjustable with this little old piece, cut the arm, welded 2 plates on either side of the arm, removed the old center, and then inserted this old adjustable piece which used to have 2 rose joints on the outside, welded them to the little plate that we put in on either side, and now it's adjustable. So poor man's way of a tow arm, but perfect for quarantine. So she's ready to go. Looking forward to giving it a spin, seeing what she's like. She looks good actually with the front mount. It's very wide, but it is what it is for now. We'll see what we'll do about that in the future. So that's it for this week. Car is aligned, it's ready to go test somewhere. Hopefully we can test it very soon and show you some footage. I'm really excited to drive it. Yeah, so let me know if you guys got any suggestions for these cars. I know they're quite tricky to get a tune on, so in the future we're definitely going to be looking at remapping the car, bringing the boost up, changing the exhaust, things like that. So any suggestions about 335, just let them below in the comments. And yeah, so that's it for this week. We'll see you next week, same time, Monday evening. We'll have a new video. See you guys then. Thanks for the support.